1972 was actually the beginning of a very big drought in the region of the Sahel, where I come from. And it is a region that was affected dramatically, so much so that human population was affected. I'm not talking about animals, I'm not talking about vegetation, I'm not talking about food, I'm not talking about land, I'm talking about people. And nations were actually deeply affected, and they never recovered what they lost. Some people lost confidence, some people lost their lives, some people lost their economy, some people lost their livelihoods, some had to migrate and never came back, and their children and grandchildren are now living abroad. So what has been destroyed by land degradation, by drought since 1972 was never recovered. Now, the good news is that land can be degraded, but it can be restored, especially when the degradation has not reached a certain level. So it is possible to actually recover that land, to take it back to as a productive land. Some countries have been so much affected by land degradation that they experience famine, like it was the case in Ethiopia, but was the case also in some parts of the Sahel, like in Niger and Burkina Faso and so forth. Now, people have built their resilience. They know how to cope now with these extreme events. Farmers have also adapted their agricultural techniques, and to some extent, pastoralists have also adapted to the conditions, in the sense that they migrate, they go for transhumance, for longer transhumances than before. But at the same time, we see that it is possible to restore land. A country like Niger has millions of hectares that have been brought back to life. But more importantly, we see that situation in Ethiopia, where some of the most affected communities have now restored their land. The water table has gone up, and they are producing once again in a land that was completely degraded. So it is possible to do that. But this is not specific to Africa. We see it in Latin America. We have very good examples, of course, in Asia and Pacific. But we also see the same situation in the Mediterranean, and the northern and the southern part of Mediterranean. So there are very good examples from around the world. And it is possible to create conditions whereby you can again produce, you can be much more stable, you can reduce conflicts over access to land and water. So yes, there is hope that the 2 billion hectares that need to be restored around the world, that we will achieve that, which will contribute at the same time to the Biodiversity Convention, to the Climate Convention, and to the Land Degradation Convention, which is UNCCD.